Hey everybody and welcome back to Silver's Flans Tekken More 4! Except it's not really because today, I mean it is, but today's going to be quite a story for you guys. So I don't know if you guys have known, but I have been on this server for just about I was about to say 40, for just about 4 years. I have been here ever since the very beginning at Silver's, Flans, Tech, and more. And I'm going to give you my history on this server, everything that I did, and basically how things went down. So, basically what happened is I heard, I was looking for Flans mod. And I found this server. It was called Silver's, Flans, Tech, and more. And I was like, might as well just try it out. I mean, it's not like any of the other ones are even as good. So what happened is that I checked that one, and it turns out that this mod pack, it was pretty basic. I mean, all it had was the Flans Tech and more, but it also had the basics of not too OP. I mean, it sort of was, I'm not gonna lie, because they did have Soulbound on it, and Last Stand and Unstable and all that other stuff. But basically, what happened was that I joined it, and Silver was still putting together a spawn. People could still abuse their powers as spawn and everything like that. It was really out of control. But I decided, why not just try surviving? So I joined this dude's faction called, I forget who it was. I think it may have been somebody named Epic. Yes, it was. It was indeed Epic Killer. And Epic Killer 34 was apparently one of the most overpowered people in the game. And what happened was I moved over into his base because he allowed me to. And throughout the days, more and more people were coming into his base, and I was like starting to feel more uncomfortable. So what happened was I was like, okay, this base is too uncomfortable for me. All I want is a private room, but people keep on coming in trying to kill me. Now, of course, at that time, I always had my trusty L96 right here, this little bad boy, and he could just RKO basically anybody that tried to get in my way, because it was literally my weapon of choice at that moment in time, and still to this day, I've kept it as my weapon of choice. Purely because it's historical for me to even remember. But basically how this thing went down is there were some people going in just killing, and Epic Killer was like, you need to stop killing them. And they were like, no, we aren't going to stop. So there's this other girl in the faction who also as well was like, I don't feel comfortable. So I was like, okay, I have an idea. How about we take all of our stuff secretly and we just leave the base? And we're not going to tell the owner because he's probably got to come after and kill us, but we're going to just secretly run outside the base. So what happened is that we went outside the base and we went to something like 9,000, which was pretty far out, very, very close to the world border. We traveled all the way out in the nether, and then we finally came out. And you will never believe what happened. So we went in with all of our important stuff on us, and we set up base there. And what happened was we did slash back to go back to get the rest of our stuff, like the smeltery, and the entire place was blowing up. And Epic Killer said the people that were TPing into this base were actually planning on betraying him from over 3 months ago. So with that happening, that meant that basically the whole base was put at risk, and all of my stuff could have gotten blown up. And if that would have happened, I probably would have quit the server for good. Now, here's the thing. Because we did move it just in time, he wanted forever to see our base. But let me tell you that he had this characteristic where if you didn't do what he said, he would kill you. Because, of course, he was the most powerful person in the world. And I tried to learn from what he did, and I was like, if he really has this much power, I don't feel comfortable being around that person. So I had a goal. I wanted to become the most powerfulest person on the server, the most powerful, and still be kind to everybody. And that was so difficult for me to maintain, but we end up enhancing the server. I mean, not enhancing the server. I ended up enhancing my base, and eventually got one of the best armor in the game, the best enchanted armor. I got soulbound everything, soulbound on my sword, Tinker's Construct, and I made a Tinker's Construct weapon that I won't even show to you guys, but there's a certain combination of metals that doubles the damage to your weapon, And with that weapon, I ruled the whole server. The only person that I could stand against would be Epic Killer, and he was honestly really powerful as well. But basically, what happened is that our base never got raided until one day when that girl that I moved away with apparently started talking to Epic Killer again and actually TP'd Epic Killer into our base. And what happened was he was slowly taking apart the base, and I was asking why. And then she was always like, Don't, it's okay, it's fine, because he bought her the donator rank. So what happened is that they moved away to the donator rank, killed me, and then took all my stuff and abandoned me. And fortunately, her best friend, not Epic Killer, stayed with me and said, "It's okay, buddy. I'm still in the donated world. I can get you all your stuff back." So what happened was he actually helped me repair the entire base. And believe it or not, in the final battle, I actually beat this dude named Epic Killer. And then Silver said, "There are too many unbalanced things, such as unstable last stand and all those stuff. I'm going to make a Silver's Flans Tekken More 2. So we were all like, okay. So what happened when this thing booted up? Silver's Flans Tekken More 2. This was about a year later from when I did join. Basically, what happened is a lot of the people never joined the server again from Silver's Flans Tekken More, but the server exploded with people. Whenever I would ask in chat, does anybody know me? Some people would say yes, but a lot of them would say no. And I was like, okay, this is my opportunity again. I gotta strike and make my presence known. So as soon as I made my weapon of choice, Silver banned it. He banned the rapier, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna use my second metal combo, and that weapon turned out being the most overpowered 86 damage weapon with no magical wood in the game. And I basically ruled the whole server with it. I had the full flux armor, flux chestplate, stuck with my L96. I ruled it all. We got the obsidian armor in it too, once the flux armor was banned eventually. And I made an entire obsidian base in one chunk. This chunk right here, this is the base that I'm planning to make. Same exact base, fully encased in wither. This thing right here, this thing right there. Well, they got rid of it apparently, but it was wither-proof obsidian. It was blast resistant to withers. And what happened is that basically, yeah. So what happened is that the wither tried to get through and all that other stuff, and then that nobody can get in my base. And the main reason nobody can find it is because I only claimed one chunk, and people were like, "Oh my gosh, it's just one chunk. It's just a noob, you know, one land, one power, or one land, 10 power. That's it. No, nothing. Only this one person." I mean, seriously, how popular can they be? So everybody would just overpass my thing and not even think about it. And that's basically how I ended up ruling the server in the end. Was just nobody really expected me to be there. So I never got raided. I made everything in one chunk, and I stuck to that deal. And then there was this other person on the server named Captain Robert, and Captain Robert eventually allowed me to join into his base, and his base was about 10 times bigger than mine, and I was like, isn't this a bit too big? And he's like, no, not really. Now, at this point, I knew exactly what was going to happen, and sure enough, about a month later, it got raided, and I was like, okay, so I was sort of expecting that because of how big it was, but mine never did. So then he actually has to back up into my base when he was the one saying that I needed help, and I was like, okay, well, then I found out that Captain Robert joined in this other faction instead, and it was like one of the most powerful. And I was like, okay, I need to become a part of this. And guess what happened when I joined? I mean, when I visited that faction, there behold me was Epic Killer 34, and I was like, oh my gosh. So eventually, we actually did make up, and we became good friends. But yeah, so basically what happened was I just ruled the whole server, basically. I mean, I had all the best stuff, and everybody tried to fight me, but they couldn't because everybody knew me as the one person that had everything but wouldn't kill you for no reason. And that was my rule. Everybody knew me. And then two things happened to me. Number one, I lost everything because a person hacked in the Bane of Pigs and killed me with it. 2 million damage. There's no way I can even survive that. And he one-shot me in full Flux Prop 4 armor. And his excuse for this was, oh, I'm sorry, you probably just have weak armor. Like, that was legitimately his excuse. And I was like, You just killed a person with 80 health and full prot 4 flux armor in one hit with a weapon called a Bane of Pigs. Pretty sure that's a hacked item. So I lost everything to that, and I never got it back. And then I also got betrayed by that faction. They somehow hacked in and figured out where exactly my base was in the middle of the end. I don't know how they did that, but basically what happened is that they like just took everything that I owned, and then I accidentally did a thing. And I have to admit, server, I am very sorry for all of this. But basically what happened is I tried to perform the ritual to get the Super Builder's Wand, which is the you have to do it for the Stable Division Sigil ritual. And I was like, okay, I'm going to do this. So what happened was I did it was that the end completely glitched out. It was probably because I didn't do it on the end island. I mean the main end island, but mobs started endlessly spawning, and I lagged the server for heck. And the only way that Silver could fix it was to clear my stats permanently. All the history that I've ever been on that server was lost, and everybody basically just forgot about me. Encryption was the admin at that time. He was able to completely rebuild my base, helping me by using the Super Builder's Wand and his creative mode, Obsidian. Basically what he did there was he rebuilt the base, and I don't know, I've always just been liking the compact simplicity of bases, but that was basically what I had for a base, and I don't know, I was just sort of growing to really like it, I guess you could say. It's pretty nice, but basically that is sort of what ended up just going down, and I really honestly missed what I used to have, and I still always sort of do. But with that being said, after he rebuilt the base, everybody sort of hated me, and I was like, guys, I'm really sorry about that. Nobody really sort of ever forgave me, and I honestly felt so sad about what had happened. I had just lost all the trust from everybody that I ever knew, and nobody was ever able to get a feel for just how good I am again. And when Silver Flans Second More 3 came around, nobody remembered me. And as soon as nobody remembered me, I was like, what? I was like, I've been around here for a very long time. I'm like a straight up veteran here, basically. And everybody was just like, yeah, whatever, who cares? Which shows me that nobody ever really understood my personality here and how I worked. So I just straight up quit. I was done with the fact that nobody ever understood me. Nobody ever helped me. I got almost no respect from anybody. And I was like, okay, I'm just not going to deal with this anymore. So I basically just quit because I couldn't deal with it. And then I came here, and Silver's playing second more, and I was like, okay, this thing just updated. I actually have a chance to prove that I'm worthy. First thing that happens when I come on, an admin says, I remember you. That was all I needed. All I needed to know to stay here. Regardless of the fact that he said that the only reason that he remembered me was because I was the one that broke the end. I don't care. All I care about is that somebody remembered me, and that was the one thing that sparked me into staying here right now. And I am going, believe me, I will get everything back in my power to become the person that I once was. And I will not stop to do that. You guys can believe me on that. No, I will not stop. And I just really want you guys to know that I finally came back and I am ready for action, guys. If you guys do ever want to do some sort of like collab with me, or you guys want me to like help you out with your faction on a raid, I will definitely come over and help you out because it is my personality to always be kind. So yeah, if that works out for you guys, yeah, fmap. There we go. Okay, so basically, I think my next step is just to make hammer time, and I'm going to get a golden bag of holding. That way, whenever I do log out, I won't lose anything. I'm going to keep everything on me at all times. That was the other way that I always won. I always kept everything on me at all times. But basically, I do wish you all the best of luck here on Silver Flans Second More. I did get an Apache Longbow on like my first try from the crate key, but I'm all glad to meet you guys and hope that you all have a brilliant time here. Now, before I do say goodbye, I just want to mention that I did sort of get this thing. I just found it while traveling, and I'm like, huh, a broken plane with that thing and then this thing as well. And I was like, I mean, I'll take it. I don't even have the manual in stage yet, but okay. I'm just at iron. That cracked me up when I saw that. But I will see you guys all later. Thank you all for being an amazing person, period. I think you're just all amazing people right now. And there are words I just can't say to show my appreciation to you. And all I can really say right now is just the words thank you. That's really all I can say right now. But with that being said, hope you guys all did enjoy. Make sure to smack this video a thumbs up in the end if you guys really did enjoy. And yeah, so I will see you guys all in the next video. Bye bye.